And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Lost Galaxy. Now, Lost Galaxy is the Intergalactic card game. It's 10 to 15 minutes, fairly short game, where you're going to be expanding and playing cards down to different piles, going from 1 to 4, then an additional card. What makes this game unique and different is the company who made this game, Rudy Games, their last game was very app-driven. This one is also very app-driven. In fact, you need an app on your phone. It has to be, I guess you could use an iPad, but the phone fits the size of the cards better for this to work. That also teaches you the game. Here we go. To play this game, you're going to need an app. And so you'll have the app here. I've already downloaded and everything and registered my game. And I'm going to activate the game tips just so you can see how they work in this game. The first thing you do is each player is going to pick a faction card. And if you don't mind briefly, I'm going to turn the background music off because it's going to continue with that weird whoo spacing for the rest of the game. So then this explains each of the factions. So the Syrians will refill the 7 cards at the end of their turn. These guys can evacuate level 3 and 4 planets with a spaceship. This guy can steal a card at the end of his turn. And the mechs can make a planetary attack. So let's select all of them. And then we'll go next. The smart device is now placed in the middle of the table. And there's going to be 8 things around it. So basically 3, 3, and 1 and 1. And you're going to keep the draw pile over here. This tells you you'll need a discard pile, no problem. There are different colors, and it talks about the different planets. There are planets from 1 to 4 in 4 different colors. And we're going to put a level 1 planet in each of these 4 corners here of each of the 4 colors. There will be 16 special cards that you'll take out of the game because you don't need them to start with. There are some spaceship cards that you will leave in the deck, just clarifying that. And then the game is going to get ready to start. So the way the game plays is on your turn you can play as many cards as you want. And on top of a planet you want to play a 2, then a 3, then a 4, then a spaceship. Once the spaceship's done, you'll take that pile. All the cards are going to count for points for those people. So these are going to count for points for the green player, for the yellow player, and for the player who finished it, which in this case was probably the green player. Or I'm sorry, the broods. Forgive me. Level 1s can be placed anywhere. Other than that, you have to place 2s, 3s, and 4s on top of the things. And so we're going to go through here. The cyborgs can put a spaceship on top of a level 3 or a level 4. The active player can play as many cards as they want in their turn if they can't. If you can't play a card in your turn, you discard everything and draw a new handful of cards. The broods will always be able to steal a card from another player and put it in a discard pack. The mechs get the top card from any playing field and just basically blow it up. And then you'll draw back up to 6 unless you're the Syrians, in which case you get 7. So the active player will draw the first card from the draw pile, and we begin. I'll shuffle the cards, draw 6 cards. Here we go. Round 1 of 3. Let's pick the starting player. Happens to be green. The broods start. And playing directions clockwise. The sun is going to explode at some point over the course of the game, and that's when you know that the game is over. So now the game's playing, and we're playing in real time. So on the green player's turn, I'm going to look at the different cards in my hand that I've drawn, so I should have 6 cards. All right, so I'm the green player. I definitely want to get a, well, let's say there was a 1 already out there. So I'm going to play another 1, I guess, here. I don't really want to play any of these other cards because they're just going to help other players. I'd play a 2 if I could put mine on top of it. I got some spaceships. That's it for my turn. So then the next player goes, and they're going to draw cards. And we're just going to be playing cards as the game goes by. Now, this device here in the middle isn't just to show you everything. You can, if you want to, look at one of the factions to see what they do. It reminds you their special ability. You can also do, things up here, turn the music, sound effects on, you can turn the game tips off, etc. And the question mark here just is all the different rules that are in the game. And then there's a pause button where you can pause the game if for some reason somebody has to go and do something. Various effects are going to come across the board, and there's satellites. If it's your color satellite, you hit it and you'll draw 2 cards from the pile. There's other things that will happen, eclipses, and that might make things, a solar flare, which might blow up some piles. At some point during the game, it's going to tell you to put in all these special cards. These cards are going to let you do various things. So basically, they're take that, although there's a cancel, take that. You know, the shield will protect you from the game. And then at some point, the star will explode. Players will count up their points, and whoever has the most points is the winner. Now, I think it's fascinating that the game doesn't even come with rules. It just comes with here and says, activate your game, do the thing online. I do wish there was maybe a small thing of rules that you could refer to. Sure, you can refer to the rules by going here and doing that, but that's, I don't know, sometimes it's weird. I guess this is the future. The app is necessary for this game. You have to have it to play. So, you know, you're going to like, I like how here this shows you, this is the put special cards in there, and then it explains what each special card does. And that's pretty neat, you know. I like how that works, and I like the tips are there, and then you can turn them off once you know the game. You don't need to worry about them. But the cards themselves, I wish there was some differentiation between red and the blue. See here, for example, how these well, let's find a planet of each color. So here's a 3 blue and a 3 green. These planets, other than there's a symbol here, and that's good that that symbol's there, but the planets look functionally the same. I would have preferred that somehow they look a little bit different. You know, and there's a lot of the same artwork. It's good artwork, but it's used over and over again. You have these various aliens, and they look sufficiently weird and different, although they don't look tremendously different than, you know, they're not super unique. But the card quality is fine. Everything fits in a box. And again, oh, there's a solar storm that blows up these 2 piles. And we keep going. Anyway, the components for this game, the app is amazing. The rest of the components are okay. Straight up, I gotta say that the app for this game is phenomenal. Now, it really is similar to the app that's used. There's a company called Dized, which uses an app like this to teach a game. This is fascinating, and this is the future. An app that sits there, teaches a game, says, play this, do this, and then random events happening during the app. That's cool. The whole thing has an electronic device there that kind of helps with the game and does everything, but the game's still a card game, still plays that way. There's just a little bit extra. Now, I don't want to get into the, well, what about the future in apps? And what if the app goes out of date in 10 years and you're not going to play the game in 10 years anyway? So I think that's fascinating and that's great. And the application of this app to this game, 10 out of 10. But the game itself is pretty bad. I mean, it's just basically a Dutch Blitz variant, you know, stacking cards and take that. And I can't tell how many times it's my turn. I look at the cards and go, this is garbage. Okay, I guess I'll get rid of my hand and draw another one. It's pretty bad. The special abilities of the aliens are okay, but they're mostly like steal a card for someone else. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! And yeah, it's unfortunate this amazing app is tied to such a blasé game. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not even saying like, well, you know, some people are going to enjoy this game. Yeah, maybe. There's so many better games out there. You are literally just laying a 2 on top of a 1, a 3 on top of a 2, and helping other people out or hoping you draw your own color. There's no strategy, no tactics. You just play a card out, and if it's good, and if it's not, you don't. Oh, well. Still, the potential's there. The potential's neat, and maybe the next game from this company is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. As it is for now, I can't really recommend Lost Galaxy, but it's a neat process, and I love how it comes together, just not one that I want to play. Dice Tower Judgment, amazing app, but the game's pretty boring.